What up? Hey, welcome. You may notice that the camera's not working. It's because it's not working. Boing. I don't know. I tried to get it to work. It didn't want to work. So, no camera this stream. It's fine. We do it live. Let's just do it live. We'll do it. Let's see. Doing this. So it's been a bit. Has it been like 3 weeks? I don't know. I think it's been just 2, right? I could be wrong. It feels like 3. It feels like it's been 3 weeks since we've been in TaleSpire. But we're back. We're back. We're building in TaleSpire. I haven't had a chance to work on this at all in the interim, which is fine. That's what this stream is for. So we're working on it. So yeah, we're still plugging along here. Wow. So there have been some changes in TaleSpire. There have been some new assets added. So we're gonna take a look at those right quick. Actually, we should probably just do it up here. I was gonna go down to the actual game board surface, but it's covered in water. Virtual water, so there's no way we can look at it. Let me see what we got. I think it was called Marble something. Marble Palace. There it is. Ooh, they got dome stuff. Look at that. So now we can do the domed ceilings. That's pretty cool. A new stair block, a marble stair block. That's neat. This thing. Is this Hey, Uti, what's up? Yay, no problem. Thank you for stopping by. We're gonna be building here. But always a pleasure. Thank you so much for stopping by. Is this actually rotating, or is it just... Oh, it is. Because 2 of those little things are shorter. Are smaller. There we go. Okay. I thought it was just bouncing up and down. Anyway. Thanks, Uti. Welcome. Ooh, it's got a minaret. A minaret. I guess that's what it's called. I don't know. We still have to build up the sides and the top with some detail, which might take a bit. I would say maybe 2 or 3 streams, possibly. You know, as a what would you call it? A optimistic estimate. This is some neat stuff. What's this? What's this? Oh, neat. Some neat new assets. Some fancy stuff. I like it. So you got new pillars, it looks like. Yeah. Even just regular columns. Looking forward to tinkering in this build. I'd love to see what you've done. Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely going up on Tales Tavern once it's done. Oh, interesting. That's a new kind of tile. Whoa. Huh. Okay. Neat. And they got a flat one. Nice. Okay. Wow. New floors. Love it. Nice regular marble. That'll be nice to work with. Sweet. Yeah, this is all pretty cool. Got a wall with partial floor. Ooh, that overhang, that's kind of weird. But I guess it really doesn't matter that much if it's butting up against another tile. So yeah. Ooh, this weird thing. Huh. I guess it's got a little platform for the pillar? I don't know. Some sort of window. Nice. Other windows. Raised up a bug support ticket on these new blocks. Oh, really? Were they bugging out like crazy? Oh, those are neat. Those are neat. What's this one? Cool. You got some arched ceiling stuff. That's really neat. Double-sized. Grab the walls with the skirting on them and pull down 2, but flip one of them. Okay, let's see. Grab the walls with the skirting on. Let's see here. So, wall. Let's see. Oh, with this. Oh, with the. Let's see. You mean this guy, or just one of these? Oh, I think I see what you mean. Oh wait, no, let's see. Oh, the second one, gotcha. So grab walls with skirting on them, put down 2, but flip one. Oh, I see. 2, and flip 1. So, oh, side by, I see. Gotcha. Oh, I see. Yeah, the skirt looks weird. Looks weird on one side. Yeah, it's not symmetrical. Is that what you mean? Like here? This area? Also, it looks like it's off just by a little bit. Huh. Whoop. Let me collapse that. There we go. The colors are off. The skirts are non-skewed. Oh, I see. And alignment. Oh. Yeah. It's slightly weird, yeah. Yeah. Hey, that's why they're still in beta. That's cool. That's cool. But yeah, those are some cool new tiles. But yeah, that should be pretty fun. That should be fun to play with. I'm sure we could find some place to put that somewhere in the dungeon. I'll have to take a look through. Did they add any? I don't know. I don't think they added any new miniatures. Although there is big miniature news. If anyone doesn't actually follow TaleSpire on Steam, the set needs more QA. Report was just on that, just to get them to take their time on releasing set standard palette and shape if they can. Really nice set though. Absolutely. Griffins and Harpies. Really? Oh yeah, there's Harpy. There's a Harpy and a Griff. Nice. That's pretty cool. But yeah, there's actually big mini news. TaleSpire, for those who don't follow TaleSpire on Steam or whatever, or even Twitter or anything like that, they've teamed up with Hero Forge. So now, in the near future, okay, thanks Uti, thank you so much. In the near future, you will be able to create an STL of a mini on Hero Forge, on the Hero Forge website, and then import it into TaleSpire, so you can have custom minis for your characters or monsters or whatever you want to use them for. So that's pretty dope. I don't know the details of exactly how it works, but that was their announcement, and it's pretty cool. That's one of the things I was hoping and hinted. I was inferring that they were going to be doing that in the near future, and they're doing it. I thought they were going to be doing it with Eldritch Foundry, just because that's who's done all of their minis up to this point. But hey, I mean, hey, Hero Forge is good too. I've actually ordered 3 miniatures off of Hero Forge. They do good work. They do good work. Let's see here. All right, so back to is this a? Oh, this is weird. Is this like supposed to be a boule? Oh, I guess it is supposed to be a boule. All right. I don't know why that would look so weird to me. I guess it does. It doesn't look like your standard boule. Anyway, let's get back to building. Oh, props. I wanted to see if there was maybe any new furniture. Oh, there is. There's a new throne. New throne for the Marble Palace. Pretty cool. Any new beds? No, still that. Any new flip things? Not really. Okay. No new tables. Just the new throne, right? Anything grim? Nope. Lights? Any new lighting? Oh, yeah, new lighting. We got weird little flower lights. Wow, with the saturation and the bloom, that looks really looks really weird. Whoa. All right. Neat. Then you got one on a pedestal. That's kind of neat. Miscellaneous exterior, palisade stuff, decor. That's all for the ruined temple. Miscellaneous interior. Ooh, new stuff. Whoa, this is neat. This is a neat new little thing. Huh. Lots of cool little accents and ooh, a little archway. That's dope. Dope. And this thing. Ooh. Just a straight up circle. For shenanigans and such. That's actually kind of neat. Let's see. Yeah, go this way. Oh, what's that? Huh. Wow, some really fancy stuff. Ooh. Huh. This is actually some pretty neat stuff. And a pedal or a dais that's slightly oblong. That's fine. And a column thing, and all of these things in the props, of course, does not stick to the grid. So when you place them, you got to be real careful because you can place them wherever you want. Whoops. There we go. There. All right, cool. Awesome. I doubt they have anything added to nature. That's the snow rock. We don't want that. That has been in there for a long time. No, it's an old rock. Or wait, no. Oh, that's the snow version of this one. Right. Yeah, I don't think they've added anything new in here. Just same old, same old. Signs? No. Traps and treasure? No new treasure chest or anything like that. We already looked in furniture. Containers? Nope. Crafting? Nope. Fences? Oh no, there are fences. Look at that. Stuff and fences. We got new cool railings. Look at that. Ooh, that's fancy. That's really cool. This stuff seems a little too hoity-toity goody two-shoes to be in this dungeon, honestly. Maybe some rooms, maybe just to throw the players off. It's like, oh, this room looks like it's safe. And it's not safe. It's not. All right. I think that's it. Nature, science, trap, treasure. Yeah. Okay. All right. Back to this. All right. So, I guess that this is the next step, right? We promised to do, or said we were going to do. We were going to start throwing some of these tree bits in here to kind of round out these hard edges and make it look more hilly, more like a hill in a swamp than a craggy, craggy rock formation, which is what it looks like right now. So that's our goal, is to just use these treetop assets to make it look more like a hill, which shouldn't be too rough. We've done it on the front, and it looks okay. So we're just gonna keep it going. Whoa. Whoop. It's like it's not rotating the way. Oh, hold on. Maybe I have to close in on it here. I guess that works. Boom. There we go. I think I just had my center off. That actually looks good. Like, I like the way that sort of sparseness. Maybe a little bit more because we kind of want it to be in the same general grouping as the front. So maybe a little bit more, which is still fine because I mean this looks great. IMO. So yeah, cool. I mean that works. We know it works. We're just gonna keep on going. And we can keep like out rocky, some rock jutting out like this one right here. We're just gonna leave that the way it is because it looks fine. And we don't really have to worry too much or at all about the tree branches sticking through, or the tree trunks sticking through the bottom, because we're not gonna see it. Even, yeah, we're up too high over the entrance. Any of the entrances, both of the fake ones and the real one. Yeah, so we can place away with impunity. All right, so let's see. Kind of try and space them out, but also connect them in some way. Like that, like there, and then we can start another. Keep hitting shift because it's been what, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and my mind immediately goes back to the pre Chimera build controls. And I'm hitting shift instead of just, you hit it once and that's toggled and you don't have to worry about it anymore. All right, there we go. Tuck that in there and maybe throw big, yeah, there we go. That's what we're looking for. Just like that. Maybe rotate if we can't. Yeah. Perfect. Just to kind of round out that shelf. So instead of making it a harsh drop, it's more rounded. That's the goal. That is what we're looking for. Awesome. I like it. Cool beans. See, this is the part I'm getting into where I'm like, I actually get momentum. Oh, is this new? I think that's new. I think that's the griffin nest. That is new. Huh. I did not see that before. I'm pretty sure that's new. Cool. But yeah, here I'm getting a little bit of momentum. I mean, before we just kind of, we were just kind of placing blocks and we were just kind of zoning out. For the top, I was basically just zoning out and be like, yeah, that's fine. That works. That works. That works. I was more concerned with getting it done than it actually looking okay because I knew we were just going to come back and hit it with this. So now we're doing this and we're actually being creative. Not just throwing down a skeleton that we're going to cover up. This is the face of it. So we're actually a little more invested. Bring that out a little bit. There we go. There we go. So we played some Skyrim on Saturday. I just edited that footage today. I gotta throw it up on the YouTube. Probably do that tomorrow. I'll probably drop on Wednesday. And I gotta edit this tomorrow while I'm uploading uploading Skyrim. So that'll be fun. And for whatever reason, again, my Streamlabs did not record the last 3 segments of Skyrim. Just didn't do it. It was just like, whatever. I know you hit record, but I'm gonna ignore you. Ugh, so frustrating. I thought I fixed it. Apparently not. Apparently I did not fix it. And Streamlabs is continuing to be a thorn in my side. Yes, you heard me, Streamlabs. Oh boy. But yeah, that's starting to look pretty good. We might bring some down here and there. Well, I gotta bring some down here. We'll do we'll do a onesie. We'll do a onesie right there. Plop it right down in there, right in that little hollow there. Boop. Give it a boop. Ooh, throw another one here-ish. There we go. So I've been watching some rather, like, some weird stuff. I like weird movies, and I mean, I'm a fan of David Lynch and his stuff. I'm a fan of just like weird comedy in general. Like I like Tim and Eric, I like Eric Andre, stuff like that. So I don't know. I've had a particular craving for weird movies lately, and bad. I also like bad movies too. So I don't know what that says about me, but I like them for their, I don't know, for their spirit. There's a lot of spirit behind it, and even though they're not great, you can tell the people who were involved most of the time thought they were doing something great, and I don't like to like poo on them. It's more of a I don't know. I guess it is partially liking it for the wrong reason, but also if it does get a little bit of notoriety, even if it's like no press is bad press, that kind of thing. Does that make it okay? I don't know, but yeah, you know, of course I make fun of bad movies, but you know, who doesn't? But I do legitimately enjoy like seeking out and finding bad movies. I don't know why. Like oh my god, like when I found Asylum Films, oh my god, it was a field day. Just like going through all their stuff, which to me the best one was their Thor movie, where at one point Thor is actually running down an alley shooting a machine gun, like he does in the comics. Yepper. But anyway, to continue on my point, I like weird movies. So I hunted down one of the movies. I'd seen it before, and it's such a weird fever dream of a movie that I couldn't remember a whole lot of it. I mean, I knew the basics, mostly, but like it's so discombobulated that like there was no, I didn't retain any of what plot there might have been. I didn't retain any of the character details or anything like that. I just remembered, okay, it was this. I think I remember something like this happening, and like the really weird stuff is like I know that happened because I was weirded out by it. But the movie is called The Forbidden Zone, and it is written and directed by Richard Elfman, who is Danny Elfman's brother. And Danny Elfman and Oingo Boingo, Danny Elfman is from the band Oingo Boingo before he went on to do, you know, composing for movies and TV. And before they were Oingo Boingo, they were a stage act in LA and Vegas and on the West Coast called the Mystic Knights of the Oingo Boingo. So, but yes, it stars Danny Elfman and the Mystic Knights of the Oingo Boingo as Satan. Collectively, they're Satan, with Danny Elfman being, you know, the face, the actual Satan. But it's a weird freaking movie. I found it on streaming on my Roku. I just did a search for the Forbidden Zone, and it came up on some weird like streaming service that was like free to play, but you had like commercials and stuff, and the commercials were of course louder than the movie itself, and they played like 6 commercials every like 45 minutes, like on a part where there was not a great place for a commercial break, definitely. And then they played like the same commercial like 3 times in a row. So that kind of thing. So if you can endure that and you really want to see it, I will say it is definitely NSFW. It is definitely not PC in certain parts, although I don't think it's malicious. And it's certainly, it's just freaking weird. It's just a weird movie. I would say one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen. It was filmed in 1977 and 78, and it was released in 82. And it stars, I think the only star who is actually who is, somewhat well known was Hervé Villechaize, who is long dead, but but he's in it. And I guess Danny Elfman is somewhat known. But it is a weird movie, man. I mean, if you want something to really challenge you as a moviegoer, to really make you be like, all right, I cannot endure this movie and deal with it. Can I psychologically deal with this movie? There you go. There's your challenge. Watch The Forbidden Zone. There are two versions. There's the original version, which is in black and white, and there's a remastered version where it's colorized, like, Ted Turner colorized, kind of Technicolor. When Ted Turner went back and colorized a bunch of black and white movies, it looks kind of like that. But yeah, it's a real weird piece of work. I mean, I do enjoy it. It definitely has some artistic value to it. I think it's egregious, definitely, in parts where it doesn't really need to be, but whatever. I mean, it's billed as a comedy too, so it's self-aware. It's not like trying to be like this super poignant artistic thing. It's supposed to be funny, and it is in parts. It's just like, but it's more of the like, what is a WTF kind of funny instead of a haha funny. Which I guess counts. It's a form of comedy. So yeah, definitely brace yourself for that movie if you're interested. It is interesting, to say the least. I also watched today. I watched the last 3/4 of Eraserhead because I started watching it, I think, a couple weeks ago, just because I hadn't seen it in a while, and I just finished watching it today after work. I was just like, oh no, just relaxing on the couch and flipping through HBO Go, and like, oh yeah, I started watching that. I should probably finish. And boy, oh boy, if there's a 1-2 punch that you don't want, it'll like swimming around in your brain. It's The Forbidden Zone, and then the last 3/4 of Eraserhead. God, what am I trying to do to myself? Just trying to have am I forcing a mental breakdown? Is that what that is? Is it a cry for help? I don't know. Probably not. I'm fine. Oh boy. Right about there. There we go. And then we want to kind of close this gap a little bit. There we go. I also watched the 1994 Tim Burton movie, Ed Wood, about Edward D. Wood Jr. Because going through, because I've mentioned this on stream many times before, I'm watching Mystery Science Theater 3000 start to finish, like just one or two movies at a time, while I work during the day, just because I have them all up on the most of them up on the shelf behind me, and I've seen them all before, so I can work and have it playing and it doesn't distract me. So in that process, I have seen, again recently, like 3 Ed Wood movies, just because that they are, in the first few seasons of Mystery Science Theater. There's the first one they did was, what was it? What was the first one? I want to say it's Sinister Urge. No, Bride of the Monster. Bride of the Monster is the first one they do. Then they do then they do Violent Youth. Then Sinister Urge. and they're all just, oh my gosh. Just Ed Wood classics. Man, oh man. That man would rather not make a movie than he would rather just make a bad movie than not make a movie. That's what I'm. That's the saying. He would rather make a bad movie than just not make the movie. He wouldn't care if it's not 100%. As long as he was getting his ideas in whatever form committed to cellophane, or what is it? Is it celluloid? Whatever film is. Committed to film, he was happy. And he expected everyone else to be happy. Because I don't think he could take his blinders off. Even when it was committed to film, once it was done, he still saw what he saw in his head. He still would not realize what was actually people were actually seeing. I think that's might have been part of the problem. Either that or he just didn't care. I mean, those are the two things that I have arrived at. He either didn't care or he saw something that no one else did. That was all in his head, and it was close. It wasn't even close to what was on film, but what was in his head is so strong that that's what he saw. He saw what he wanted, I guess. That would be my takeaway from watching Ed Wood movies and watching the semi-biographical film. And I'd completely forgotten that Bill Murray was in that, and he is hilarious in that movie. He's hilarious in any movie. Good old Bill Murray. Let's see. There we go. It's coming along. It's coming along. But yeah, I mean, I hadn't seen Ed Wood in a long time, and there's definitely some factual stuff in there about how he got some of his movies made, and some trivia about his wives, his first and second wife, and actually in the course of watching the Mystery Science Theater DVDs, they actually have a couple interviews. They have an interview with both two separate interviews, one with his first wife, one with his second wife, and they actually also have an interview with one of the actors that was in Sinister Urge, I believe, and they talked a bit about working with Ed and with his friendship with Bela Lugosi and all that stuff. And man, oh man, the movie doesn't even begin to scratch the surface of all that. I mean, he was a distinctly unique man. Maybe a little ahead of his time. Certainly a little bit delusional. And definitely misunderstood. And I think props to his second wife for sticking around, because he was upfront about the cross-dressing very early on in their relationship, and she stuck around. So props to her for being open-minded in that sense. Yeah, I don't know. It's just part of that. It's part of that era, right? Like, if you're considered an outsider or a weirdo, which he was, you surround yourself with other outsiders and weirdos, which he did. I mean, not to talk down of them, but they were considered at the time weirdos. And I mean, certainly now, a lot of what would be considered a weirdo is not weird at all. It's just standard fare. It's like, oh yeah, sure. I mean, especially Ed Wood. and his, his proclivity to wear women's clothing. It was like, oh, okay, sure. For the most part, certainly more so than then. It was like, oh, okay, sure, gotcha. But yeah, I mean, that was part of that whole era, is just like the closed-mindedness of it. And I mean, yeah. I mean, and I've said this. I don't know if I've said this on stream. I love the aesthetic of the '50s and stuff like that. I just would not. I would never want to be go back there. Like, as a black man, I would never want to be in the '50s. You freaking kidding me? Jeez, hell no, hell no. Some weird Twilight Zone alternate '50s where I don't have to worry about super racism in the '50s. Sure, I'll do that. But actual '50s, no thanks. What was I saying with Edward? Yeah, I mean, he was misunderstood, and maybe nowadays, I don't know, because his movies are still bad. They're just so bad. I don't know if he just didn't have the tools. I mean, he certainly didn't have the funds. That was clear. But I mean, even if he had the funds, would he have been able to get what was actually in his mind committed to film? I don't know, maybe on a certain level he knew that there's no way. He just needed something. He just needed something to put something on film so that he could get his idea out. Which I guess I somewhat understand. Although he certainly had balls to do it and not care if people didn't like it. I mean, I'm sure he did, but he just kept going. He just was like, all right, let's do another one. People didn't like this one. Great. My next one will be better. Let's do it. I mean, props to him. But yeah, I mean, if he were around now, he would certainly have, at least in theory, a bit more acceptance, at least for his lifestyle. So he wouldn't have to be so, I guess, what am I trying to say? He wouldn't have to feel like it's taboo or, some weird stigma. And maybe that would, I don't know, I mean, it would certainly have a positive effect psychologically, right? Anytime, I mean, certainly if your lifestyle is considered taboo or, something to be looked down upon or derided or, it's got to have a horrible effect on you psychologically. And to be absent of that, and to be, to come up in an age where it's not, you're not considered a weirdo, at least for, cross-dressing. You might be considered a weirdo for his movie ideas, but perhaps in a good way, because we have David Lynch, and he's a lauded director for his weird-ass movies. Maybe we would have another David Lynch. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's it. Maybe maybe that's what it was. It just wasn't. I mean, yeah. Maybe he was making more sacrifices with his ideas and with his visions than we know. And he was like, well, I really want to do this, but no one's going to go for that. So I'll change it to this, and that'll have to do. And I just have to get it down on film. That kind of thing. I mean, we'll never know what was in his head, but maybe it was just some weird messed up stuff like David Lynch. And And it was just like, no, I can't do that because people will just be super weirded out. I'm quote unquote weird enough for this day and age. I can't go making freaking Mulholland Drive, the Mulholland Drive of the 50s, or I'll be run out of this town on a rail and then tarred and feathered, that kind of thing. And I mean, who's gonna give me money to make that? Maybe that was his. Maybe that's it. Maybe he never got the momentum that he wanted, because according to the movie, the semi-biographical 1994 film by Tim Burton, his sort of method was to, or at least in his words by proxy, through the character portrayed by Johnny Depp, is that you make a stinker and you take the proceeds from that and you make the movie you want to make. But it never really panned out because none of his movies in their time ever really made that much money. So he never actually got that big payoff where he could, in theory, and by his words, make the movie he wanted to make. So, yeah, maybe we never actually got to see true Ed Wood. We only got to see the Ed Wood that was diluted by the 1950s. That's my guess. Diluted by the lens of the 1950s. Like, he had to cater it specifically to that, or else he never would have, he was just trying to climb monetarily until he got enough money to make the movie he wanted to make, and he didn't have to care about what anyone thought about it. Huh. Something to think about. Yeah, I think if he were alive today, I mean, especially with, man, like, you can make a movie nowadays with your phone. You can just make this movie with your cell phone and a little bit of editing software and not a whole lot of overhead. I mean, if he were around today, I mean, he'd probably be he'd be a freaking TikTok genius or something. I don't know. Or just a TikTok weirdo, just making this weird stuff and putting it up on TikTok. And man, yeah, I don't know. It's weird to think about. I think it's interesting. It's interesting to think about. Yeah, I would say we'd probably have another David Lynch-esque sort of director. At least that's my hope. I hope my theory's right. That his visions were never truly seen because A, he didn't have the means to do it, and B, he didn't have the audience. He knew he didn't have the audience, and he needed the money to eventually make what he wanted without having to worry about the audience. Maybe. I don't know. Well, I mean, later in life, he apparently did nudie films, so I don't know. Maybe he lost his nerve, he lost his spirit. I don't know. It's kind of sad. But, yeah. Yeah. Just making sure none of these trunks are showing through. Actually, whoa. There we go. Aha, now we can see. Now we can see all the dirty secrets. I can see your trunk. Cool beans. So one of my friends is planning on running some D&D, and I get to play. How's that for development? So I'm not actually going to be GMing. I'm going to be playing D&D, which I don't get to do hardly ever. I usually run D&D, which is definitely different than playing it. You have a lot more to worry about, and a lot less to worry about at the same time. It's a weird sort of feeling. Like, well, I really would like to, let the story flow for me instead of deciding what happens in the story, or at least arbitering what happens in the story. But yeah, in a sense, I mean, you do get the the sort of story feedback from your players. In most cases, you do get that. Okay, well then my character's going to do this, and then that influences the story. So, yeah, you get the reaction. You get to react about the reactions to the story. So, in a sense, you're playing a little bit, but not really. And you should never insert yourself in the game, ever, as a GM, ever. I mean, if it's an NPC that's just there to kind of help a little bit, and maybe the party build isn't optimal, like they don't have a great healer or a dedicated healer, you might, just throw a healer in, just a healer NPC, but they should never be super powerful. They should never be a what's called Mary Sue. They should never be an extension of you in the game ever. You should never be attached to them. I mean, sure, you can write a cool story about them, about backstory that makes it an interesting NPC. You should never just have like a bland nothing of a high poly, or no, a low poly, bland beige character that's just a healing battery. Never that. But by the same token, you got to keep it on a tight rein, because you don't want it to come off as like, oh, it's an avatar of the game master, and then the players essentially feel, I guess, invalidated, or like there's no, I don't know, like there are no consequences, and nothing bad can possibly happen because the GM is going to kill his NPC, and the NPC's with us, so he's going to save us. That kind of thing. You definitely don't want that to happen. But I do have NPCs in my game. I make them super weak, and at times hugely flawed. Like they might not be inclined to stay in a battle if things start to go badly, or they have ulterior motives or the PCs might not trust them completely, that kind of thing. But yeah, it depends. It depends on it's a situational thing, I think. And if you have a good reason for making an NPC, you should never make it a DMPC. If it makes more sense to make the NPC using a character sheet, fine. But it should never be considered your character. It should always be considered an NPC. With his own, like, he should react to what the PCs do. He or she should react to what the PCs do. Logically. Not like, well, then he'll let them do that. He doesn't really. Whatever. He's just here. They burned down the village. Whatever. He's fine with it. No. If the PCs start doing messed up stuff, then there should be a I gotta go kind of thing. Anyway, yeah, I don't get to. I do have NPCs. I don't have any. I don't do DMPCs. But it's different from playing. It's different from actually playing the game. And certainly because I know what's going to happen. I mean, certainly I don't know that if the NPC is going to die. That could happen. The dice might just fall that way. It's like, oh well, he's dead. That might happen. But yeah, I don't get to play often. I do run it a lot, so it'll be good to try. And I wanted to try. I don't know why, but my favorite class is Warlock. It has the best RP, and it's got the best flavor. It's certainly not the best spellcaster. You only get 2 spell slots for like forever, and yeah, I don't know. I just really like it, and I wanted to do a Hexblade just because I'd never played a Hexblade, and I like the concept, and it definitely ameliorates the whole 2 spell slot thing, because you're just good at fighting too. You're just like, oh, you have a couple spell slots, and you're just awesome at fighting. That too. So I wanted to give that a whirl. So I'm playing a Drow, Hexblade. And we're starting from level 1, which should be interesting because I don't think I've ever started. I don't think I've ever started from level 1 in 5th edition. Playing. Or running a game. Oh no, I have run games starting at first level. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that should be fun. Should be interesting. I'm pumped for it, I say, as I yawn. I'm real excited for it. No, I am actually really excited for it. Let's see here. Boop. This is very zen. Like, I don't really have to pay attention. I can just like focus on the one that I have in my hand, I have selected and I'm currently placing. And then once I have that placed, I can just step back and look, okay, now where's the next one gonna go? Because it's never gonna be exactly next to it. It's just gonna be somewhere. Let's see. I'm excited. I'm excited for the TaleSpire Hero Forge thing. That should be pretty cool. I'm hoping it's cool. I wonder what happened with Eldritch Foundry. Because they do the same service. You can make custom 3D printed character miniatures over at Eldritch Foundry, and they've done all of their minis in here. I don't know. As far as, I mean, last I heard they were going to, or at least I might have assumed or inferred that they were gonna team up with Eldritch Foundry. But I mean, it just made sense. They already did so many of their minis. But I don't know. Maybe Hero Forge made them a better deal, or I don't know. Who knows? You can probably find it on a Reddit somewhere, but I don't go on Reddit. I don't know how to Reddit. I have too many other accounts and other things that I don't really want. Like, I've barely used my Instagram in ages. And I'm hardly ever on Facebook. Like, never. I'm never on Facebook. Facebook is basically a way for my family to get a hold of me. But they have my phone number. So text or call me. Just text or call me. Don't Facebook call me. If you call me on my phone and I don't pick up, leave a message and I will pick up. I will call you back. Yeah, I'm seriously considering getting rid of my Facebook because, it's just gross. It's like you go on, it's like 50% ads and it's just everyone on there's angry. Same with Twitter. Everyone's just mad about something. Calm down. You know you're not going to be here forever, right? Stop worrying. Starting to take shape. Maybe I should do this in like sectors. Like I should do this from middle here to the middle out here, like quadrants, I guess, and just do it from top to bottom. Just do it from, well, not this part, but down here, and just do that quadrant and then move on. Otherwise, we're just gonna be floating around and placing stuff forever, perpetually. So top to bottom. So let's start up here. Let's put down everything we want to put down up here, from the corner to the middle of the front, and then we'll move on from there. And we'll go around the corner into the middle of the side. Just trying to add a little bit of, just a little bit of structure to this process. Don't want those to be too high. Okay, no, that's fine. Oh my god, I'm actually tired. Oh, I know, I worked all day. That's why I'm tired. Let's see. I don't want to clutter it up, but I think along this part, right where it meets the top, we want it to have a fair amount of this green. Otherwise, I don't know. There we go. Actually, moving out a little bit. Maybe, oops, dang it. That? Does that work? A little bit more. There we go. And I believe that's, yeah, it's about middle. We could do maybe one or two more before this tree. Let's see. Go, and now we can come down here and start throwing some down on the right side of this tree here. I'll use that as my marker. Guess this is what we want. Maybe we should build up. Yeah, let's build up from the bottom up. Oh, interesting. Hold on. Should the very bottom of this, where do we want the mud to be? Because there's going to be like a muddy bank on this hill island of a hill in this swamp. I guess it's going to be just one level below here. Okay, so we actually want like that. Right, and maybe some muddy shelves appear as it climbs, and then they get fewer and fewer the higher you go up. So we should really make the green pretty sparse on these lower bits. I guess that makes sense. So yeah, we're gonna have like mud like probably up to halfway up this tree, and just, you know, surrounding the whole hill, and then coming out a little bit, and that should actually also cover up some of the things we were unable to cover up, like this. So that'll be nice. All this. But yeah, what are you gonna do? I mean, I can't make it so big. Without it being stupid. Oh, we still have... Oh! Did we not do a layer? Oh, no. Well, we'll get to that later, I guess. Yeah, we didn't do a layer. Or two, it appears. That's fine. We'll hit that later. When we get to it. We can actually do it as part of this when we're doing the different quadrants. All right. Whoops. Oh, it's time for our first ad break. We will be back in a few minutes. We're going to do a few ads, and when we come back, there's going to be more of this. So set your watch to it, baby. Yo's. Hello. We're back. Oh, let me unmute TaleSpire. Boom. All right, we're back. Let's play some more of these treetops, quote unquote, hillside terrain, verdant hillside. If this were a Magic the Gathering land card, it would be Verdant Catacombs. Oh boy. Sorry, I'm such a nerd. Yes, and to that point, the new set that's coming out, the new Innistrad, looks pretty dope. There's some good stuff in it. I have already pre-ordered. Yeah. There were just so many good cards in it. At a certain point, I was like, all right, I just got to get a box or two because this is just stupid. I mean, I am gonna go back and order singles, of course, because you're never gonna get all of the singles that you want, even if you buy 2 boxes. You're not gonna get everything you want. Certainly not full play sets of everything you want. Yeah, I was just like, all right, fine. I'm gonna buy 2 boxes, just so I can hit some big. Because when I hit singles, it's good for Commander at least. It's like, oh, I got one of these. I can use it in this deck or that deck. There is one. I forget the name of it. It's a green legendary. Your tapped creatures have Death Touch. Your untapped creatures have Lifelink, I think? Something like that. And it has another weird ability tacked onto it, but that's... I really want to put that in my Hapatra deck because I also have Finn the Fangbearer in there. And I don't know if I want to get rid of the Bow of Nylea, which gives all your attacking creatures Death Touch. But it's just... with Finn, who has the ability anytime a creature you control with Death Touch deals damage to an opponent, they get 2 poison counters. So it's a stupid infect black and green infect commander deck with Hapatra as a commander. I mean that's one of the ways to win, but it's not the way to win. So we got Finn in there, who does that, and then we've got Hapatra, who makes just a crap load of Death Touch snake tokens. And then I've got the Bow of Nylea, which gives all of your attacking creatures Death Touch. And then with this new legendary, it's just your backup of giving your attacking creatures Death Touch because they have to, as long as they don't have Vigilance, and I don't think anything in the deck has Vigilance. As long as they tap, they have Death Touch. So that'll be really cool. It's a cool fit for that in the 99. It's very on theme and very cool. So I'm excited about that card in particular. I've also got a mono black. It's 12 rack. So there was 8 rack. There was the rack and Shrieking Affliction. So if you have 4 copies of each of those, that's 8 rack. But then they came out with Davriel, who is another pseudo rack. He's also a planeswalker, but he has a rack effect. So now it's 12 rack. So it's 12 rack, but I put in Tergrid, from Kaldheim, and that's even worse because it basically gives you, it's a creatureless deck except for her, but if you play her creature side, then you quickly get your opponent's creatures because they're constantly sacrificing them and discarding them. So after they do that, they come onto the battlefield on your side. But you can play her on her artifact side, which is just synergy with the entire deck, because you cast her as the Lantern and you tap it to force your opponent to either discard a card or sacrifice a non-land permanent, And then you can pay 4 and then untap it. And late in the game in that deck, you have nothing to do with your mana, so it's a perfect mana sink. It's just like, oh, I have 4 mana, I'm gonna untap it. You gotta do that again, there you go. Sacrifice a creature or discard a card. Oh my god, that deck is brutal. And anyway, the creature, the new card that's coming out that I really want to put in there is, I think, Graveyard Trespasser. So it's a creature that, I don't know how well this will work, but I mean, I think it's sideboard tech. You put 4 of these in the sideboard after your first match, and after your opponent takes out all of their removal and everything like that, you bring in these creatures from your sideboard. But they have their ward ability on them, so the only way you can target them with a spell, they have hexproof unless your opponent does the ward thing, and their ward is discard a card. But in this deck, your opponent's probably going to be empty-handed or only have 1 card in their hand, so they won't be able to be touched. They have to have removal in their hand and a card to discard in order to deal with the threat. And it's just it can quickly become I can see it becoming very broken. Definitely not a main deck, but certainly some sneaky sideboard tech, which I think would be interesting. I also considered putting Rankle in the sideboard just because Rankle's just so freaking busted, and he's very on theme with the deck. Yeah, geez, every card from Throne of Eldraine, like I would say 50% of the cards from Throne of Eldraine are just broken, just straight up busted. It's like Wizards was just like, all right, we're just gonna print this set. Who cares? Oko, yeah, sure, print it. I don't care. Do it. Yeah, who cares? Blue green. What's blue green got right now? Nothing. Give them Oko. What's the worst that could happen? Well, they broke Magic for a few months. That's what happened, and that was pretty bad. Ugh. God. Remember when Oko was like $80 a card or more? I think it was three digits. I think it broke 3 dig at one point for a copy of Oko. It was stupid. I mean, in my box that I bought of Eldraine, I got 1 extended art Oko, and I was like, yes, that's all I need. He's going into Commander deck. That's all I care about, because there's no way he's gonna be legal and standard for much longer. And I was right. He was like, oh. I think that was probably the quickest ban that in my recent memory, since I started doing bannings, heavy bannings. I think the first heavy ban, what was it? It was Reflector Mage, Emrakul, and something else. It was way back in, I think right before Ether Revolt or Kaladesh came out. It was like right before that. That was when they started doing heavy bannings. But yeah, I remember that, and I was like, I don't remember, I can't remember if there was a card that was also in there in that mix that I used a lot and I was upset about, but I don't think so. Maybe I just bought a set of Reflector Mages and I was upset, but I didn't really buy them to play them in Standard, so I bought them to play them in Modern, which I don't know how. I mean, I in my history of playing Magic the Gathering, I've made some pretty horrible decks and some very extremely janky decks. Only very recently have I been paying more attention to, competitiveness, the competitive side of deck building. Because I've recently built my first tier deck, modern tier deck, which was Hammer Time, and I just found a build of it, and I kind of got all those cards, and not all of them. Some of them I was like, like what was that one? Auriok Champion, which was $60 for no good goddamn reason. Just because black and red is big in Modern right now, and it's hate on it. But then they printed Sanctifier and Vec, which is even better, and everyone got rid of their Auriok Champions. It was like, oh no, we're using Sanctifier. So glad I didn't spend a penny on Auriok Champion. Anyway. Yeah. What was I talking about? The new set. Yes, I like the new set. I bought a couple boxes. Hopefully I'll get some good pulls. The last set I bought, what was the last set I bought? Oh, my wife bought me the Adventures in the Forgotten Realms, which was good. I got a few interesting things in there. That set really wasn't that high EV, although I don't think at the time it was. But I've gone back and I've looked at some of the card prices, like Treasure Vault. That card's climbing in value. Bugbear Den, or what was it? I forget the name of it. The Bugbear Den, the land card. That one's up, going up in price. Yeah. So I guess it was like a sleeper. Like some of it was good, and I guess some of it didn't hit. Yeah, I got some good stuff. Some of it I got. Some of the stuff I got was more like, oh yeah, I really wanted this, but it wasn't really that valuable. Like I got a foil showcase Drizzt, and Drizzt is my boy. You know, I had to get a Drizzt, and I was more excited about that. It's not worth a lot. It's just very exciting to actually get a Drizzt card finally in Magic the Gathering, and I'm very tempted to make a Drizzt commander deck. Although I already have, an equipment. I have a red-white equipment deck. I don't want to make another equipment deck, and that's sort of, well, I guess it doesn't really have to be equipment. It could be auras. Yeah, because it's a very Voltron-y. He's a Voltron-y commander. You want to pile everything on top of him, and get in for big hits of commander damage. And yeah, I mean, yeah, it would be a Selesnya deck, so that would be interesting. And I guess it would be Selesnya Enchanter, which it would be. I have two other Enchanter commander decks. I have an Esper one and a Mardu one. The Mardu one is iffy. That one's still in the workshop, so to speak. It is a weird jumble of cards. Trying to get it to work, but that's what I love about it. It's a lot of fun. Each deck is like a little machine that you can tinker with to see if it works. It's to get it to work, to do what you want to do a higher percentage of the time. With commander decks, it's really difficult because you only get one copy of each card. So you got to get creative and find, other cards that do the same thing as cards that you want, and can find the cards that you want, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. And it is expensive. It's also stupid expensive. Which is part of the reason I haven't, in the past, made good decks, because I was poor. I was poor as hell. But now I'm making okay money, so I can afford to do it. Coming along. Yeah, we might want to put a little, well, yeah, we might want to put a little bit more down here. Just like along this edge. There we go. Trying not to get that trunk. I guess we're gonna have to do it this way. Trying not to get that trunk to pop through. Yeah, just like that. Kind of. Sure, that works. But yeah, the one that I bought before that, was it Modern Horizons 2? Yeah, Modern Horizons 2. That was an insane box. I got almost twice the value in cards at the time, what the cards were worth at the time when I opened the packs. Almost twice the value of the box. It was ridiculous. One of the best boxes I've ever opened. I mean, I didn't sell any of it, so I didn't make any money. So I mean, I kept all the cards, but you know, it was nice to know the value. But yeah, I mean, like stuff like you know, I mean, I just throw it in commander decks. I got like 6 or 7 of them at this point. So if I pull a good single, and it's on color with one of my commander decks, and it would work in the theme, it's like, oh, hell, I want to see if I can, you know, make room for it, or if it even is better than what I've got. I just recently put I got a Vorpal sword from Adventures in the Forgotten Realms, and I threw that in my Hapatra deck, just because it gives a creature death touch there on theme with the whole Finn Course of Winning, and I can make massive amounts of mana in that deck. So the second ability on Vorpal Sword of paying, what was it, 8 mana to activate the sword the next time this creature deals damage to a player, that player loses the game. That's crazy. It's a lot of mana, but if you can get it to stick on the battlefield and get a bunch of mana and get in for a swing and hit your opponent, it's deadly. It's a deadly thing. And you want to be hitting your opponent with Hapatra anyway, so she can make so that she can make snakes. So it's a big part of the deck, is making Hapatra unblockable and hexproof. Keeping her on the battlefield alive and making snakes. So it's a quasi that's a quasi Voltron deck. Not really, though. There are other ways to win, and other ways to make snakes. I mean, I have other ways to put -1/-1 counters on everything. And yeah, Hapatra doesn't need to hit your opponent. You just have to be putting -1/-1 counters on your opponent's stuff, which is fun. Yeah, it's a fun deck. I like it. Ooh, definitely gonna need to cover up those trunks there, but that's fine. We're gonna have muddy terrain down there, covering that up. All right, I think this part of the quadrant is mostly done. Let me try and zoom out a little bit more. Yeah, that seems mostly done. Let's go ahead and go around the corner here and do this quadrant, or this side of the quadrant. There we go. Okay. Cool beans. So I mentioned this when I was playing Skyrim on Saturday. I played a little bit more Ni no Kuni in between streams, and just kind of leveling up and doing the errands, the errand missions in Yule, the little winter village that we came to recently. And one of the errands that you have to do, one of the Swift Solution errands, is that there's a ghost girl in a cave, and she wants you to take her familiar, who is still alive, but doesn't want to leave the ghost because it doesn't know how to fend for itself. And she wants you to take the familiar and level it up 10 levels. It's already level 30, so you have to level it up to level 40. And it has been taking a long time to do that. Oh boy. But yeah, and I mean, incidentally, my familiars are leveling up, so yeah. It's just a lot of grinding, and I definitely don't want to do it on stream, because that would just be boring. I want to focus on the story parts of that game. I mean, I fell into, like, when we were streaming Final Fantasy, I felt bad because a lot of it was just like, oh well, we gotta grind a little bit more if we want to fight this big bad, and I was just like, oh, this is boring. This is so boring. So I really want to stick to the story parts of Ni no Kuni. I mean, that isn't to say that we don't, you know, get off topic and like get on alchemy bends on stream. Like, oh, we can make this now. Oh, we can make this now. Oh, but I need one of these. Hold on, I'm gonna go get one of those. We certainly do that. But I mean, that's kind of interesting. It is for me. I mean, of course, I'm playing the game, but it's you know, it's part of the process. And seeing if you ever plan on playing the game, it's like, oh, so that's how you do it. So that's how you do that, and that's where you find this ingredient, which, you know, I would find helpful. So that right there, and right here, and we'll do it 2. Ooh, perfect, right there. I think I want to leave that little part there blank. Oops, I'll come down here. Okay. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Once we fill in some of this with, we were going to do like a muddy shelf on some of these. It's just to kind of give it a little bit more texture. Kind of like what we did here. We're just going to do that down here. Which I think should be good. A little more color, a little more texture. Should look good. It'll look good. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it. I guarantee. His voice wasn't that husky. You're going to like the way you look. No, it wasn't even that husky. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it. It's kind of like that. Kind of like that. Men's Warehouse. Cool. So rotate that a little bit. Boom. All right. Yeah, I think that's a great, like, starter point, is to just kind of throw down one on a very obvious corner, like here, and just kind of give it a little cap. Boop. And then you can just build around it. Whoop. There we go. There we go. That'll work. Yeah, we can have this one come out at a weird sort of jut. There we go. Sweet. Sweet. All right. Yeah, that works, I suppose. Alright, we got a little overhang here that we can smooth out. Or not. I kind of want to smooth it out, but yeah, let's just smooth it out. It's sort of what we've been doing, so just keep it up. Make sure I'm not going past the quadrant. Should be right about here-ish. So we got a little bit of, here I'll put a little marker tree there. There's, whoa. Whoa. Oh, right. Whoa, it's still doing it. Hold on. Whoa. That's... Oh, I see. There we go. If you unlock it, then it does. Then you're fine. Yeah, that's the problem. There's your problem. Alright. Off we go. I guess we'll try and build our way up. Oh, I just had an epiphany. Well, not an epiphany. I had a little tiny epiphany. The lady, the actor who plays Vampira in Ed Wood, also plays Ichabod Crane's mother in Sleepy Hollow. Huh. Just noticed that. I mean, it makes sense. They're both Tim Burton movies. But the whole time I was watching Ed Wood, I was like, why does she look familiar? She was a spot-on Vampira, though. Man, she was a spot-on Vampira. I was going to try to go from the bottom up, but I think maybe I just do a line. We're just going to do a line coming down. No, I can't do it that way. The trunk's going to stick out if I do it that way. Oh yeah, definitely sticking out. I think during the next break, I'm going to make myself some tea. Really want some of that sweet, sweet English breakfast action. I have to, oh, I don't know, I'm going over there. I have to go grocery shopping sometime soon. Kind of tricky working from home because my wife has the car during the day when she works. On days she works. So it's not like I can really run errands if I'm not busy. I mean, I can do chores around the house and often do, but as far as like going out and doing stuff, I just can't. I mean, with the way things are, I'm kind of hesitant to do that anyway. But when you have to get groceries, you have to get groceries, right? And it's not even like a lot. We went recently and we got a bunch of stuff, so it's just like some things that we forgot or realized that we needed later, which always sucks. Like you get home, you're like, balls, we forgot the X, or hey, damn it, we forgot the whatever. Yeah, because as an example, we bought bagels, but did not buy any cream cheese. that's one example. Yeah, so I hate when that happens. But I'm gonna I'll probably end up doing it this weekend. It's not urgent. All right, I'm gonna leave this like that, so I can do like a muddy shelf up there as well. Let's see. Continuing down. Continuing down. Oh, also to add to my weird headspace. On top of, watching weird movies. I recently purchased a book that because when I went to school, I worked in the library and we had access to all the cool books there. And there were a lot of art books, it being an art school. And one of the art books was Robert O. Williams, who is a abstract, what do you call it? Abstract. I guess he's abstract, but he's also abstract lowbrow. I believe that's what he refers to himself as, and what he's been categorized as, abstract lowbrow. But he's a painter, and he's also a sculptor, and he is the co-founder of Juxtapose magazine, which I like. I have, on occasion, picked it up and looked through it. It's a very, very cool magazine. But I got an art book of his. Malicious Resplendence is the title of it, and it's again when I talked about the very 50s style. Although I'm pretty sure most of that was done in the 70s and 80s. The artwork, but it was done with nostalgic imagery and stuff like that. But also in a very twisted and weird way, but I very much like it. I mean, when I used to make artwork, if you could call it that, I was very heavily inspired by him and his work. So yeah, I was like, I haven't seen it in a long time, and it used to inspire me. So yeah, I just kind of got the book. It's been on my wish list forever. And I was like, it's fine. Let's just bite the bullet. Let's get it. Let's just get it. So yeah, it arrived, and I forgot how messed up some of the artwork is. It's just really weird and creepy and disturbing, some of it. But yeah, I don't know, for whatever reason it resonated with me, and I'm glad I have the book now, because then I could just be like, I'm feeling like I want a little shot of art. I want a shot of art. I need a booster shot right on my butt cheek, and I can just sit down, open the book, flip through it for a little bit, and I'm good. And it inspires me a little bit, and I think that's important. I mean, to find things that inspire you, and make you. I mean, it can inspire. I don't know if it has to make you happy and inspire you. There are certainly things that can inspire you, but definitely don't make you happy. But that's not a well that you go back to, right? That's like something that's that was not maybe against your choice, something that happened to you, right? That you gain inspiration from, but it's not a place that you go back to or want to go back to. Or maybe you do. Maybe it's the only way. I don't know. Maybe it's the only way you can create. In which case, seek help, because that's not healthy. Don't do that. But yeah, if you find something that inspires you and it's healthy, Yeah, just surround yourself with it, or at least get a little bit of it that you can go to and sit down, meditate on it, and gain more inspiration. And I find like I really need to watch more movies, especially like adventure movies and stuff like that, because every time I do, there's at least one thing I'm like, oh, that's kind of neat. I should do something like that for one of my games. It's like I don't do it often. I'm always up in my head with what I already have, and sometimes that's too much or enough, but it's always a good idea to keep the creative juices flowing and seek out new ideas, because maybe you find something better suited than what you have in your head knocking around at the moment. Maybe you find something that invalidates what's knocking around in your head at the moment. Or maybe you see something attempted close to what you're planning to attempt, and you see it executed poorly. And then you're like, oh, okay, and I won't do it like that. There you go. That's something that's what not to do. So yeah, there's a lot of benefits to going back to the well and recharging creatively. I certainly like doing not really art during the day all day. It's composition. It's composition, and a lot of it is technical, and a lot of it is following instructions. But there is an element you do have to pay attention to. Composition. You have to pay attention to perspective, repetition, anomaly, all the fun little tidbits that you learned in art school. You certainly have to pay attention to that and be conscious of it, at least upon review. You can just kind of go to town and just make whatever, and not really think about any of it. But at some point, you need to stop and be like, okay, does this work? And especially considering this has a commercial, what I'm working on, it has a commercial aspect to it. It has to work. It has to, be eye-catching. It has to be, an ad, something that's going to work. It's got to advertise. That's what it's got to be. And we have checks and balances. We knock it around between the team members just to make sure that it's up to snuff, and if anyone else has notes. So it's great to have that. It's excellent to have that. Just have people to give you feedback. It's excellent. And yeah, so I mean, it's not creatively draining because it's not super creative. It's more, I don't know how to explain it, because it is creative in its own right, but there's definite bumpers put on the creative process. Like, you can do certain things, but you can only go so far in one direction, or you can only it has to meet a certain criteria. And if you do some things a certain way, it definitely won't meet the criteria. That kind of thing. So it's not super creative, but it is creative in its own way. So I mean, even then, it's good to go back. It's good to have something that inspires you, so that you can. I'm certainly not going to take anything that any kind of inspiration from Robert Williams and apply it to my my 9-to-5. I don't think any of that would fly. Would go over well. as an ad. But yeah, you definitely need something. And I mean, even if it just you know, puts a new composition into your mind. It's like, oh, if you split the viewing area up like this, it draws the eye here. That's interesting. Or if you know, if you put an anomaly here, or if you use an anomaly in this kind of pattern, then oh, it makes it more interesting. That kind of thing. So, you know, the fundamentals. It's good to have something where you can kind of see art in its application, even if you won't use that exact medium. You do still get some inspiration from the fundamental stuff. Gonna pop this guy right here. Okay. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. I shouldn't put these guys along the edge because I have to do this. That's not the actual edge. I have to do one more layer down there. Haha. Oops. No problem. No problem. A little bit. Yeah, there you go. That looks better. And we'll do one right here. Maybe come out a little bit. There you go. Go. Trying to think if I watched anything else interesting, like any movies or anything, but no. Most of my days, I feel bad about, like, most of what I watch is on YouTube, and even then it's just one channel, and I don't know. I'm a very simple man most of the time. Oh, I got something interesting. I got a wild hair about a game that I used to play on PC back in the early 2000s, maybe late 90s, and I could not remember the name of it. I knew I had a disc for it that my friends gave me, like a CD-ROM rip of it. But I had it forever ago. But, you know, after half a dozen moves and just getting rearranged in boxes and stuff, and probably it's long gone. So I couldn't remember the name of it. And after a little bit of internet searching and trial and error, I found the right search, the right search phrases to find it. And the game was Clive Barker's Undying. And it's a first-person shooter type game, which most of the early 2000s games were on PC. To be honest, that's what a good amount of them were. It's not super great. It's just, I don't know, for whatever reason I just felt like I wanted to play it. And it turns out I got it on GOG Galaxy. They had it. They just had it. You could pay $8 and download it and install it on your machine. So I did, and I started playing it again. And man, I remember way more about that game than I thought I did. Like even like tactics, like even like stuff I hadn't thought about for like a decade. Like there's a certain spell you get called Invoke, and you can use it to raise enemies as zombies that follow you around for a while. And at a certain point you fight skeletons, and the only way to kill them is to cast it to like permanently. Like for sure. Like sometimes you'll knock them down, but they get back up eventually. But the only way to get around that is to cast Invoke on them. Is just hit them with Invoke and they die. They just turn to dust. And I, like muscle memory, like it was like, oh shit, skeleton, and I just went to Invoke and was like, yeah, you're dead. Like, whoa. Because as soon as I started playing it again, I was like, oh right, now I'm remembering all this stuff. Oh man. But yeah, I don't know why. I just had the feeling I wanted to play it, and it's not great. I mean, the graphics look like crap. It's low poly, the textures are horrible. And on a high res machine, it just looks real weird. I mean, it's crisper, which makes everything that's low res look worse. So it's just like, here you can clearly see that the moon is a pixelated blob. There you go. Enjoy. That kind of thing. It's like, but it's still fine. It's fun. It's not the best game in the world, but it's fun. It's kind of spooky. There's still points where I'm like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. So it still has that effect. So yeah, I guess check it out if you have $5 or no, it was $8. Sorry, $8 that you don't care about and you want to play a kind of cool game from the early 2000s. Clive Barker's Undying. It was a perennial favorite while I was in college. I remember playing it all the time. Oh boy. But yeah, my friends, they ripped a bunch of games for me. I still have, like, when I was in the process of searching for that disc, which I never found, I found a bunch of like college projects, like discs with college projects on them. It's CDs, mind you, because back then, if you wanted to keep anything, you had to burn it to a CD, because if you were fancy enough to own a USB stick, ooh. And zip discs. Anyone remember zip discs out there? Man, I found my old zip disk drive and a bunch of zip discs. Yeah. Does that make me sound old? Does anyone remember zip discs? Hello? Oh god. But yeah, I found all that stuff. But yeah, I found some discs with some old college projects on them, like the actual vector, the actual files that you can actually go in and manipulate, not just the final PDFs that I turned in for a grade, or the flattened JPEGs or anything like that. The actual, working file. I can go in and change shit if I wanted to, which is pretty cool. Like some of that stuff, I definitely, like toward the end of my college career, I found a style. It took 4 years. I was just kind of like, okay. And then like right before graduation, I was like, oh, this is my style, and I just stuck with it for like the last quarter or last trimester or whatever of school, and that's what a lot of my stuff looked like. And I kept designing in that style after I got out of school, and I would put it up on DeviantArt, of course, because that was, DeviantArt wasn't quite what it has become quite yet. Back then it was still mostly, well, at least 50%, art, and not just Sonic porn, Sonic the Hedgehog porn, which is all that's all I can assume it is at this point. But yeah, I am a when did I join DeviantArt? I think it was back in 2002, 2003. Man, I still have my account. My account's still up there. I still have my art up there. I'm too embarrassed to give I'm too embarrassed to give my handle on there because I don't know. I'm not. I mean, it's very dated. A lot of that artwork is very dated, and I am 150% a different person than who I was back then. And I mean, looking back at some of it, I'm like, oh, that's not bad. But then, like, most of them, it's like, oh, that's the. So yeah. If you're really interested, contact me, and I'll give you give you my DeviantArt handle if you really want to see some of my old art. But I mean, some of it's real bad. Oh man. But yeah, what was I thought? Clive Barker's Undying and all the stuff that I found when I was trying to find it. Yeah, it's a decently fun game. I had a blast playing it. I liked it enough to look it up 12 years later or whatever. Wait, it's 2021. Almost 20 years later. Jesus, like 17 years later. Yikes. Whew. Yep. Alright. We just got so much more of this. So much more of this is just gonna be this. It's fine. It's fine. We can do it. We can do it. Alright, I think what we have to do now, whoa, excuse me, sir, is we have to do this last little layer under here. Whoa. There we go. We gotta do this last little bit so that we can truly call the skeleton, quote unquote, of this hillside complete. So I'll start on this here, but we're going to take our second little ad break here in a second. In a minute, in a hot minute. Actually, 4 hot minutes. And I'm going to make myself some tea because I'm parched. I have water, but it doesn't quite satisfy the way a nice hot cup of tea with lemon and honey does. Just reminds me of a episode of Happy Endings, which I highly recommend everyone to watch Happy Endings. It is a hilarious comedy TV show that's comedic. Damon Wayans Jr., Adam Pally, Alicia Cuthbert, Eliza Coupe. God, who played Dave? I can never remember who played Dave. Oh God. And I'm blanking on her name. Who played Penny? She was on SNL for a while. Oh no. Oh no. I love her too, and I can't remember her name. Anyway, it's a hilarious show. I highly recommend it. But there's a scene on one of the episodes where Damon Wayans Jr., his character, Brad, orders tea at the diner, and then one of the other characters, I think it was Eliza Coupe's character, comes in later after he orders it and sits down, and they talk, and she makes a comment. It's like, who drinks tea? And he's like, who put this here? Who put? It's a funny show. This part is extremely easy. I barely have to think. I don't have to make a decision. It's just like, all right, yeah, sure. Rotate it. Yeah, I guess that looks good. There. Whoops. Oh well, that was just an unfortunate mistake. Oh, there we go. Here we can see where we actually missed 2 layers. You can see there's a layer above there that I neglected. So here we're going to come up. We're going to continue that one. And once we get to the other side of this, we're going to come back and hit the one on the bottom. And finish it. And finally frickin' finish it. Good God. I am extremely pumped. I mean, I want to run games in this, but I don't have any play groups where. Well, no, that's not true. I do have one group where everyone has TaleSpire. I mean, infamously, right? If people watch Z's channel, then they know. Yes, yes, we do. We do have a play group where we all play in TaleSpire. But that is awesome that we can now make custom minis for our characters. I'm just excited, and my bank account is terrified. I wonder how much they're going to charge. Would it be like $5 for the STL just to have it imported, or is it like a custom thing where they have to import it, where you have to link your account, where you have to link your Steam account, and you just have all the STL, all the models that you've, you know, made in Hero Forge, with even if you haven't like bought them, and they can just import. I don't know how they're gonna do it. I don't know if it was made clear. Anyway, we're gonna take our second little ad break. When we come back, more of this, talking about random stuff and throwing down some bricks, making the Tomb of Horrors. Come on back. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. Hello. Notice Haj Gulashi is up in the chat now. How's it going, Haj Gulashi? Welcome, welcome. With the 10 months. 10 months, sir. 10 months. How's it going, man? How's it going? You missed the chat about the new that is one more than 9. It is. That's true. Very good. We were or I was chatting earlier about the new Magic set and how bonkers it looks. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good, and I know you might have opinions on that. But I have my boxes ordered. I have two. I pre-ordered 2 boxes. Oh, watch, yeah, celeb set review. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I've been keeping up on the spoilers a little bit. I think I'm caught up. I still have to. I haven't watched the Commander spoilers. I think which came out today. At least when what I'm watching. So I have to see that. But yeah, there were too many cards where I was like, all right, I'm gonna want at least one of those. I'm gonna want at least one of those. So I just ordered 2 boxes. Finally checked out. Yes, yeah. It's yeah, it looks like a decent set, I gotta say. Some crazy stuff. Ton of cards I went from it. Yeah, it was for Cube, absolutely. No brainers in general. Seems like really well self-contained set. Yeah, and the what is it? Cycle? Oof, I forget what it's called. But there's a creature in each color. Oh yeah, and the flavor. And I like the day-night cycle now. That's pretty cool. It's an easier way to kind of track the whole werewolf transformation stuff and other transformations. And oh man, what is it? Oh God, I'm blanking on the name of it. The reprint, the crazy reprint. They reprinted into standard. Delver. They reprinted Delver into standard. What the frick? I mean, what the hell? Yeah, the new Delver art does look good, I do have to say. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna. I mean, I don't think it's gonna have the impact with the broken cards that they've been printing into standard. I don't know if it's gonna be as good. I don't, you know. I mean, I think it'll definitely be pretty cool, but I I don't think it's gonna be. I definitely don't think it's gonna be broken. I don't know if I mean it might be playable in the right kind of build. I don't know. Complicate just making opt pointless. Delver is so good because surrounding cards. Yeah, and Legacy. Yeah, it's got to really have the support cards. Absolutely. Not complicate. What's it called? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, these are a little. Here, let me fix this a little bit. Come up a hair on this. Make sure I'm. All right, that's fine. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. All right. Consider. Okay, gotcha. Interesting. I'll have to look at that one again. Yeah, every time a new set comes out, I always look at the colorless cards. Because the colorless cards and the artifact cards, because of my my Pioneer colorless Power Stone deck that I've been tinkering around with, and I think the Celestis is a good ad for it. At least like like one main deck, one sideboard, because you need those mana rocks in that deck. Blue instant, look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard, draw a card. Oh, nice. Actually, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. That's almost like Gitaxian. Is that, wait, I forget what Gitaxian Probe did. I know it was Phyrexian mana. And that was why I got banned. Because Phyrexian mana's stupid. Yard instead of Scry, so you actually, yeah, I might get to use it again. Exactly. Bottom of the deck is worse than in the library, because in the library you can, oh, I see. Probe is see your opponent's hand and draw. That's what it was. Which in itself isn't that big of a deal. It's just this Phyrexian mana was the problem. Hey, free spells. What's the worst that can happen? Free spells. Absolutely. But yeah, I'm looking at Adeline is sweet too. Oh yeah, the white knight. Yes, she does look pretty dope. Absolutely. Yeah, Brimage was, if I remember, Brimage was big, and when he was in Standard, he was powerful as hell. And when I went way back when I built my cat deck, I was like, oh, absolutely. I need 2 or 3 Brimages. Get them, put them in. Let's see. All right, it's looking like, how much more? Oh my god. Like, how much more do we have to do? Well, I can't even see the end, so a lot. And let's not forget, we have to come back from the other direction once we finish and do finish up that last layer. Oh boy. Oh boy. But oh yeah, I'm looking every time I see a new set, I'm looking at the colorless cards, because I forget what's the basic cycle. I know they've got the check land. Is it check lands? I think so. They check if you've got, unless you have two or more basic lands in the battlefield that come in tapped. You have to have 2 or less, I think. I forget what the mechanic was. It was like Blooming Marsh and Botanical Sanctum and Spire Bluff, except reversed, if I remember correctly. But those aren't the basics; those are the rares. I forget what the basics are completely. Basics are all black and white with color border. Oh, okay. I don't know if I saw those. Interesting. Maybe I didn't, I just completely forget. Well, I'm sure I will get some. Whoops. Dang it. I hate that. Oh, sorry. I don't know if you can send links. links usually get censored for safety purposes. Actually, I found that if you separate the .com with spaces, so if you do the website and then a space, then the dot, then the space, then com, it'll let you put it through. Because the bots do that. That's the way that's their loophole that they've abused on Twitch. Oh, all right. We finally reached the end. Well, the end of this layer. We have to go back around and fill it out with the next layer below. All right. Pew. All right. Cool. And it's not the entire circumference. We only have to go about halfway. So that's good news, I guess. See here. Oh, but yeah, as I was saying, every time a new set comes out, I look at the colorless cards because of my Pioneer mono brown, whatever you want to call it, deck that lost some power because Walking Ballista was banned in Pioneer, but I replaced that with Aetherflux Reservoir, which basically also gets the job done. So instead of casting a huge ballista, you cast a charged up Aetherflux Reservoir and at least one other spell. If you've been going off, you just cast the reservoir and then cast one other spell, gain 50 plus life, and then spend it immediately to kill your opponent. Which is a real thing that deck can do. So, but it runs on mana rocks. That's the main thing, because it's Paradox Engine and Mystic Forge, casting cards from the top of your deck and filtering away lands so you don't fizzle, all that fun stuff. So the Celestis is a great, like, one of in the main deck if you manage to get it down, because the fact that it taps for color mana doesn't matter really. I'd prefer it if it didn't. I preferred if it did colorless mana, because with the Forsaken Monument I would get double. But yeah, whatever, that's fine. I put in Skyclave relics in my build. I took out Hedron Archives because it's not a really good card. I mean, I think for this specific instance it's okay. And because I brought in Forsaken Monument, I might just put them back in, just because they would tap for 3 mana instead of 2, which is pretty good. I took out Hedron for Relic in my cube. Yeah. Relic's good. Relic is good. It's funny. I built Darksteel Tribal for Modern. I'm still tinkering with it, but it's a Tezzeret Agent of Bolus. What is it? Enchant Artifact or Ensoul Artifact? Ensoul Artifact. And Tezzeret's Touch and all that. And I've got just all the Darksteel the small Darksteel artifacts, and Skyclave Relic, which is also indestructible. So, and it's also a mana rock. So it's sort of a no-brainer. And if you can kick it, you just get more of them. And now with all the new dual color indestructible artifact lands, it's also good. I don't put too many in because they enter tapped and it kind of slows the deck down. But just having a couple helps things immensely. But yeah, it's kind of neat. And I kind of took the build that was on MTG Goldfish like forever ago, because I'd wanted to build it forever, and I finally got it. And there were a few things I changed. I actually found a card that I did not even know existed, and it's Workshop Elders. It's from Eldraine. And big surprise, a card from Throne of Eldraine goes under the radar. I mean, the other cards from Throne of Eldraine like outshone this one by a long shot. It's 7 mana. It's 6 in a blue, 7 mana, Artificers, and I think it's a 3/3. I think it's just a 3/3. So 7 mana, 3/3, Artificers, blue. And basically it's artifact. It has a static ability. Artifact creatures you control have flying. That's static ability. And then it has a triggered ability. At the start of combat on your turn, you can choose up to 1 artifact you control and put it becomes an artifact creature, and put a 0/0 artifact creature, and you put 4+1/+1 counters on it. So it's got that, also the tacked on ability that you want in that deck. So the only problem is that it's 7 mana. So you're never going to cast that in Modern. You're never going to cast it. So I put that in, but I also put in a Tezzeret Master of the Bridge. Yeah, I put in Tezzeret Master of the Bridge. And I mean, the deck ramps, so it's a bunch of mana rocks. And you can use Agent of Bolas to search out Darksteel Citadels and the other artifact lands. But I mean, it's janky ramp, but it's ramp. I mean, the only other option is what's that blue? Is it a blue elemental called Is it Wonder? I think its name is Wonder, but you have to get it in the graveyard. That's the only thing, which I think you can kind of do. We're in Dimir colors. We can get things in the graveyard. We just have to kind of build around it, which would give all of our creatures flying. But yeah, that's the only thing I found about the deck, is it doesn't have great evasion. You make all these indestructible things, but they're land bound, pretty much exclusively. So if your opponent has a bunch of flyers, you're kind of screwed. And the other thing I put in the sideboard were 2 Psi Master Thopterists, just because they would generate so many Thopters that you wouldn't really have to worry about it. It's like, yeah, it's just a bunch of Thopters. Sure, they're not indestructible, but they can chump block for days. And another great addition is I kind of went Esper with it, just a little bit, splashing a little bit of white just for Damn, because come on. It's great removal, and it's also a Wrath if you need it. And if in this deck it doesn't kill your creatures, because they all have indestructible. It's a one-sided Wrath. Actually, any Wrath is one-sided, usually. But yeah, as long as it's just quote destroy all creatures. Yeah, it is absurd. Even though the other mode of it is off color, if you're trying to do it in mono black, it's not that great. You kind of have to really shoehorn it in if you want it as a Wrath in mono black. But if you're already in Esper, or can easily just go into Esper, then just do it. It's slow removal, slow spot removal. It's a 2 mana sorcery, destroy creature, but it's a 4 mana Wrath if you've got the white mana, which is still good. Day of Judgment, count Damn as a white card. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't even worry about the black mana. Don't even consider it for its 2 mana, its main cost. You just look at the other mode in the text. It's just a white Wrath. It's a 4 mana white Wrath. It's stupid. a split card with one really good side and one side that sure maybe. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like at worst it's you can get rid of one creature for two mana, which is that's fine. I mean, it's any creature. It doesn't have the restriction of Fatal Push, although it is a sorcery, not an instant. But yeah. As long as you don't need it super quick, you can get rid of one thing. Alright, there we go. We did the entire circumference. It is encircled. Nice. That is the hill. I can get rid of this now. Just a palette of tiles. There we go. We have the hillside completely done. Well, the skeleton of it is done. We just got to go back through and hit it with the green, which is what we're doing anyway. So, all right. I think we'll work on this quadrant now, the other half up here, just so we can count the front mostly complete. Oh yeah, I mean we still have to do up here and the muddy bank down there. Oh, thanks. Yeah, we this is just the outside. We finished the inside a while ago. Oh, whoops, too far down. There we go. So we've got all the inside dungeon stuff all done. It is all done. Every nasty little trap, every deadly deadly thing that's unnecessarily mean, we got it all. In the pillar room, way down here. Turn off the... There we go. Whoa. We got the pillar room. And I think... Oh yeah, this is supposed to be the room, the big show-off room, or the big showdown room. Or at least that's what your players are supposed to think. But then there's a secret door down here. There's a little pull chain for it. And then you go down, you go down to here, and the actual bad guy is, spoilers, by the way, is, whoops, oh, down a little too far. He's in there. There he is. He's a little demi-lich. He's literally just this skull. He is a demi-lich, which there is now a Magic the Gathering card for. Demi-lich. There's also a card for a Sararak, oddly enough, and that's his. This is his dungeon, a Sararak. Oh man, I know the new in the new D&D, his dungeon is Tomb of Annihilation, which is very close to Tomb of Horrors. It was basically just they just kind of updated it and gave it an actual place in the world, which up until now it's just kind of been like, yeah, it's in a swamp, or it's in this, or it's in that. It actually, in the beginning of the module, it's like you can choose, one of these, for example, as a place to put it. But Tomb of Annihilation just kind of took it, twisted some stuff, made it a little different, and put it in the world. But then Wizards also just basically took the Tomb of Horrors, just word for word, and updated it to 5e. So there's two versions. There's the Tomb of Annihilation, and there's the Tomb of Horror. This is 100% the Tomb of Horrors. But yes, they both have a Sararak, which I added to my Zombie Commander deck, by the way. Because it's just stupid with Rooftop Storm. Oh boy. All right, let's see. Both sound like fun on a Friday. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There we go. Okay, here we go. There we go. Here we go. And gonna try and fill this out a little bit. Let's mix it up here. Go. Don't want to put too much. Like this right here is a great place where we can just put like a muddy shelf. So I don't want to put too much here. Maybe some just like along the edge. Yeah. So how are things, Hajgulashi? How are things over on the Seas of Thieves, on the sea thieving? How goes the sea thieving? I haven't been able to catch it lately. It's because of freaking work. By the time I'm done streaming on Thursday, I'm just like, I'm going to bed. I'm done. I guess right there. Yeah, that works. That works. That's fine. Throw a little bit there. We're about there. We're about there. We go. And sure, right there works. And maybe just another one. Caesar Well, new season starting in a few weeks. Just completed grind for a cosmetic that I'll never wear, but it's like, oh, that's free, and you have to do this to get it. And in a year, someone might want it but can't get it. Yeah, I gotta get it. Absolutely, nice. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the game looks fun. I would love to try playing it, but I just got so, I got my game menu is full. I'm full up on games at the moment. When I finish with this map, oh yeah, time sync definitely. When I finish with this map, I'm not sure which map I'm gonna do next. Or if I'm gonna take a break with TaleSpire. Ooh, oh no. Which might, I don't know. It might happen. It might not. I might find something I want to build. Who knows? I might work on my pet project on stream. Why not? Because I'd like to get that done. Build some things from MTG here. Yeah, absolutely. We can build Tolarian Academy. We can build Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx. Go ahead and build that. Some that are going to be super quick and easy. Cavern of Souls. We can do a Cavern of Souls. It'll be like one stream. We can get it done. We're just going to do all lands. We're going to do all just just iconic Magic the Gathering lands. Ancient Ziggurat. That'll be fun. That might take a bit, but it would be really cool. Gemstone Cavern. Definitely, we could do that. Ancient Tomb. Another thing we can do. Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth is one we could probably definitely do. We'd have to find a way to do the arches. Those weird, creepy arches coming out of the swamp. But yes, we could do that. Ancient Tomb would be sweet, yeah. Complete with ghosts. We do have ghosts. Oh yeah, especially for Commander. It's great. Or a very quick modern deck. It's like, all right, let's do this. Is it legal in Modern? Is Ancient Tomb legal in Modern? I think it is. I believe I've seen it legal. I can't remember though, for sure. Oh, Legacy. Gotcha. Definitely. Yeah, Legacy is almost anything goes. from what I understand of Legacy, it's like, ah, yeah, sure. Wizards hasn't really been giving Pauper a whole lot of love lately. I've noticed. Like, sure, they've been printing some things that are incidentally common, but as far as like making sure that it's a healthy format, I don't think they've really been having a hand in it recently that I can remember. Pauper Mass. Oh, 2022. $200 a box. Jesus. Well, there you go. Oh, made this up. Oh my god. But it sounds like something that they would do. It 100% sounds like something they would do. Would not be surprised. Oh boy. Pauper Masters, man, they could. How would they even like justify making it like even marginally expensive? Like, it would have to be some kind of super, like, it's all commons. So how are they even shocked that they haven't done a Pauper only thing? They can make it like $50 a box and people would go nuts for it. Yeah. I mean, if it's all commons, why not? I mean, if every card has an equal chance of, showing up in a pack, yeah, like cool arts and stuff, absolutely. Like reprints, like some old reprints of commons that you don't have anymore. Yeah. I would say, yeah, at most $50 a box. Any higher than that, and it's just stupid. Just stupid. There we go. Ooh, we got a tree trunk showing here. I gotta hide that. Oh, one of my many records that I pre-ordered showed up today, thanks to the whole shipping slowdown. Like, all of the records that I pre-ordered pushed their ship date, their arrival date, to September. So here it is, mid-September, and I'm starting to get all these records. Oh yeah, Scott, I did see that. Scott Dreams got pushed. So upset. Oh man. But I got my copy of and excuse the French, but it is the title of the album, Fucked Up Friends 3 from Tobacco, which I'm pumped about. I've had it on Bandcamp forever, so I was listening to it, but now I have it on vinyl. Now I have Fucked Up Friends 1 and Fucked Up Friends 3. I don't have Fucked Up Friends 2 because I believe that was a VHS. Oddly enough. That you could only get on VHS, and it was a weird thing that Tom did. Like, I think it was mostly just edits that he threw together for his music videos and stuff, and just stuff that was mostly live up to that point. But yeah, it makes sense for him. Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, did you see the video for Babysitter featuring Trent Reznor? It's off of Hot, Wet, and Sassy. I believe that was their last album before Fucked Up Friends 3. Yes, you should see it. It is the funniest and most terrifying thing I've ever seen. At the exact same time. I was laughing my ass off, and going, oh God, at the same time. And just a little bit of pee came out. Just a little bit of pee came out. I'm pretty sure it was from the laughter, but it could have also have been from the fear. Let's see. Let's get this greened up. Thumbnail already has me intrigued. I'll check it out later. Yes, absolutely. It's 100% like it's just classic them. It is or him. It's classic tobacco. Just like, oh, yeah, hasn't missed a beat. This is all what I expect. Yeah, this single treetop is very versatile. I'm using it a lot because it basically gets the same job done as the 2 and 3 tops. But whoops, I didn't mean to put that one there, but I'm gonna leave it. All right, so we still have our area where we're gonna be putting some mud, so that'll work out. All right, we're gonna do a little bit more here along the bottom, I think. There we go. And, ooh, yeah, right there. That looks pretty good. And let's try 3. Let's try 3B. 3B. Right. About, that's at a weird angle. Like that? Ish? No. About that. Gonna kick back on the couch and go full lurk mode. Yeah, no problem, man. John might be coming by soon for. Oh, nice. Absolutely, yeah. Shoot me a message through the usual channels, and we'll I'll see if I'm available. Usually, if it's on a Sunday, Sundays maybe. Saturday is fine as long as it's like maybe around after 3-ish or something. I do have a stream, but I don't always have to go till 5. I can end it early. You hear that, everyone? I can end my stream early if I want. On Saturday. But yeah, Saturdays are usually good later in the day. Cool, yeah, I'd be down for some cubing. Do some cube. Draft some cards. There we go. Do I want to leave that? I think I want to leave this bare. Yeah. And see something here. Do I want to leave that like that? Okay, let me do this. Let's try it with this. See how it looks. Oh wait. Oh. There we go. Oh, there we go. Just like that. There we go. That looks a little better. Cool. All right. Yeah, that's the front. It's looking pretty good. We're gonna wrap around here a little bit, and in the next couple streams, we're just gonna get this whole frickin' thing covered in green, and then come back through and hit it with some of this mud, and some puddles, and some cattails, and other small little tiny details, and eventually we're gonna come up here and apply that same design, that same aesthetic. Yeah, I've got so many records right now on pre-order, and I just don't know when they're. I mean, I keep checking. I usually do it through Bandcamp. I would say 95% of the time, I order my vinyl through Bandcamp directly from the artist, um, and it's great because the artist gets most of that, if not all of that money, and it also kind of centralizes it so I don't have to go looking elsewhere. But then also sometimes they don't always sell it directly through Bandcamp. Sometimes they just put the link in Bandcamp, so you have to take the link to an external site, and then you order the vinyl, and then you have to deal with that. But I've got like, oh my god, I've got something from Cat System Corp that I have coming in. I've got something from Jeff Rosenstock that I have coming in. I've got something from Laserhawk coming in. I've got something from... What else did I get? There's at least 2 more that I can't even think of right now. I'm the worst with that. It's like, I see it's like, oh, vinyl. Ooh, it's only that much? Oh, I've got money. Get it. And then I completely forget about it. I completely forget about it until like one day I'm just like, oh yeah, I've got that on the way. Where is that, by the way? And I have to go searching my email for the confirmation email and the shipping confirmation email, and then I gotta track it. It's just like, ugh. But yeah, I'm pumped because a lot of it was pushed back to now. Some has been, as Haj Gulashi said, some has been pushed back even further just because of all the shipping personnel shortages and the evergreen. If anyone remembers that from earlier, this past year and a half, maybe. Oh my god, that was a time. Oh boy. It has been just the weirdest couple years. I mean, even before the pandemic, it's just been freaking bonkers. I don't know what is going to happen next, but I gotta say, it's going to have to try real hard to impress me and surprise me. After these past couple years. It's gotta bring its A game. Because at this point, I'm just like, oh, okay, well, it's not worse than this. Or it's not worse than when X happened, or when remember when Y did this? Yeah, that was worse. This is nothing. It's gotta really get creative to catch my attention. Ugh, I know I'm tempting fate just by taunting it, but whatever. This is where we are now, taunting fate. Like, all right, what do you got? What do you got? And we're so, I don't know, we're so, as humans, we're so quick to categorize things like by anything, and like by time is one of those things, and we're just like we split up everything by years and you know, group events into years, like, oh, this year sucked, oh, next year's gonna be better. It doesn't care. Time doesn't care. Time is a construct. Things happen. It's not gonna, it doesn't matter what year it is. Just at the stroke of midnight on New Year's, things aren't gonna get better or worse. It's what was gonna happen is gonna happen. But we can hope. We can hope. There we go. There we go. It's getting there. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Like this dungeon felt like it took a lot less time than Keep on the Borderlands, and I think and I said this before, it's because the rooms aren't as detailed. Like there like this, as far as the descriptions, I mean, if we were going literally off the book, which we were, the descriptions were very sparse for the most part. Like a lot of the rooms had like nothing in them. But I think if we really want to get detailed, and I think we do, and we probably will do this, we're just going to go back through and hit some of the rooms with some debris and just random stuff, because they've added, you know, a fair amount of like debris and dirt and stuff that you can throw on the floors, and just random stuff, which we're gonna do. I mean, I wouldn't feel good about this map unless we go back through and hit it with a little bit of detail. I mean, we can't really do that with like furniture and stuff and other things like that, because those things just weren't in the dungeon. They were not listed in the manifesto. So yeah, I think if we just go through and just hit it with like dust and stuff, and I'm hoping upon hope that TaleSpire does a set of tiles or assets of cobwebs. I would really love to see cobwebs. I think that would be incredibly awesome, and I think it would look great. And I'm still waiting for my drawbridge, TaleSpire. Drawbridge. It'll be super easy. Just do it like a trapdoor, but bigger. Come on, you know you can do it. You know you can do it. The technology exists. Anyway. I don't want to be too rough. They are working very hard. They're putting out patches every like 2 or 3 a week. If my Steam account is any indicator, this is like, oh, okay, load up Steam. Oh, I've got some updates. Oh, let's see. It's all TaleSpire. It's 3 different days this week. Oh. Patching it up. Patching it up, baby. So they're very busy over there. They seem like very awesome people. At Bouncy Rock. But yeah, and again, and I know I've said this a couple times this stream, I'm extremely pumped for the custom minis. It's gonna be awesome. I mean, I would say if they cost more than $5, I'll be a little bit peeved. Because as it stands, just to download an STL for personal use, if you have like a home 3D printer, to download an STL off of those sites, I believe it was around $5. Maybe less. Maybe I'm thinking of something different. But to my memory, I believe it was around $5 just to get an STL for printing at home. And if it costs more than that, I would say that's about the same, because you're still getting the mini and you're using it on a tabletop. It's a virtual tabletop, but you're still getting to use it. I would say, yeah, it would be criminal if it was more than $5. And I would be worried for my wallet, because I would be like, all right, I need to make these assets. I need to make some monsters, some custom monsters. And oh god, it would eat up so much time. It would eat up so much time. I'd be on Hero Forge just making monsters all the time. Lord knows I have not a folder, but my D&D Beyond profile, the custom monster stuff. There's tons in there that I have to for which no minis exist, and I would have to make them. The very first of which, and this might be telling if any of my home group players watch this stream. The very first thing I would make is a huge purple dragon. That is my favorite type of dragon from past editions of D&D that has not seen much support in the recent ones. I don't think they had one in 4th edition either, or a version of it. And they might have. I don't know. I could check. I mean, I have all the 4th edition books behind me. Most of them. I think I'm missing 2. Anyway, yeah, Purple Dragon is my favorite. Just because they're just so cool and so mysterious. And they live in the Underdark, and they're supposed to be craftier than green dragons and more deadly than red dragons or black dragons, I think was, I don't know. But they're like the ultimate puppet masters. They're like they're the ultimate deceivers and puppet masters. So I actually have one, and again, I hope none of my home game players are watching this stream. One is the overarching BBEG in my home game. It has sort of been working with the cult of Tiamat to bring Tiamat back from, or return Tiamat to, or bring Tiamat to the material plane. You know, to screw stuff, to mess stuff up, and take names. He was sort of working behind the scenes, and he has been just the puppet master this whole time of pulling the strings of even the leader of the cult of Tiamat. He's just sort of been goading, not really, you know, controlling, but like he was feeding into his delusions of glory and grandeur and his zealotry, and for his own purposes, just to like create a world-shaking event that would draw attention from something else. That's basically what he's doing. So he's got his fingers in a couple different things. I'm not going to say too much in case errant ears are present. But we're coming up on the end of our stream, and it's starting to really take shape. I'm liking the way this is looking. I like this technique with the treetops. It's working. It's working pretty good. And if you get a little bit of that the hillside, the rocky hillside poking through, that's even better. It makes it look even more like a rocky hillside. Perfect. And we're going to go back through. We're going to hit it with some vines here and there just to make it look more swampy, some more trees here and there, and mud, of course, puddles, cattails, stuff like that. So it's still a work in progress. It's very much a ways away from being done. We do have to do all the other, what other two sides of this thing, and then throw in more detail on all the sides, and then do the top. But even so, I think we're good. And hey, by the time we're done, we might get, new assets to play with and update a few things in the dungeon. And of course, we have to go back into the dungeon and hit it with a little bit more detail. That's still a thing I want to do. So that will be a lot of fun. It's looking good. And once we start hitting it with detail like this, it's really as soon as the whole hill has the level of detail as this layer, then I will be happy, because this looks great. I like the way this looks. So yeah, thanks everyone for stopping by. Uti, Hajgalashi, always a pleasure, guys. And anyone else out there lurking and watching, if you're watching this on VOD, thank you so much. It means a lot. Yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, you know the drill. We will be back on Thursday with some more Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch. I'm probably going to play a little bit of that after I get off here, because I got to do some more leveling and stuff on there, so that'll be fun. And finish up some errands. I'm doing no story in the interim. I'm doing nothing but meaningless errands that just get me stamps on my card and items and money. I'm not hitting any of the story, just stupid errands. And even then, I'm getting stupid amounts of levels. So that's the way you play that game, is you have to do the errands so you can get buff, so you can beat the story bosses and stuff like that. So at least that's what I'm discovering. So yeah, Thursday we'll be back with that. And Saturday, of course, we'll be back with some more Skyrim. I forget where we left it. I think we had just done... Oh yeah, we had just done Ustengrav. We have to go find the Horn of Jurgen Windcaller, Jurgen's body wash. Jurgen Windcaller, and bring it back to the Greybeards. So that'll be interesting. I don't know what other dungeons we're really gonna do there, but I'm sure we'll find something to do. We've barely scratched the surface in Skyrim. There's so much we can do. We tooled around Falkreath a lot, so there's not a lot there, but there is some stuff. We might do Bile Gulch. You know what? This Saturday we're gonna do Bile Gulch Mine in Skyrim, just because I've been meaning to do it, and it's one of the last dungeons in Falkreath. So we'll do that. Bile Gulch Mine this Saturday. Come on back to see it. Should be interesting. Yeah, thanks everyone. We'll be back. Yeah, that's it. Thursday and Saturday, and then back Monday for more TaleSpire. If anyone's looking for a game of Dungeons and Dragons to play monthly, I run a game through Eventbrite using Roll20, D&D Beyond, and a browser plugin called Beyond 20. There it is right now on my overlay. I'm Dice and Brews over on Eventbrite. Tickets are $8. It gets you a seat at the table and a greater healing potion for your character to use in-game for that session. At the end of the session, the potion goes away, but I usually just let the characters drink the potion, regardless of their situation. Unless they are dead, then they can't drink it. But they are dungeon crawls, these adventures. So if you miss a month, you won't miss any story. But it's basically kick in the door, fight the monsters, get experience, get cool items, and test out your character build. If you have a cool character kicking around in your D&D Beyond account and you want to test it out, this is a great way to do that. Put it through the ringer, see how it measures up, because I really crank the CR on these encounters just to keep it interesting. There's a little bit of overarching story, but for the most part, it's just tough encounters and getting experience and seeing how it all works out. But we got a good group of people playing as regulars, but there's usually a seat or two open. So if you're interested, the next game is coming up next Tuesday, actually, the 21st. So if you have an 8th level character in your D&D Beyond account, or want to make an 8th level character and play, you can do that and buy a ticket. It's fun. It's a fun time. So yeah, check that out if you are interested. If you're looking for a non-D&D game to play over video chat with your friends and or family, check out tourguidegames.com. They offer on-demand, professionally led TTRPGs for you and your friends and family. All you need is a smartphone. You don't need dice or pen and paper, because your tour guide is more than happy to take care of that for you. And even then, there's not a whole lot of that required, as the games are very rules light, easy to learn, and a blast to play over the course of a couple hours. Games like All Out of Bubblegum, Time and Temp, Lasers and Feelings, Guild of Orpheus, Honey Heist, Project Ninja Panda Taco, Fiasco, games like that. Lots of fun and a blast. Just a great time. So if you're looking for a solution to your game night that's been put on hold because of quarantine, or if maybe you've moved recently and you need to reconnect with your gaming group over a distance, this is a great option for that. Or if you are an employer looking for a great team building exercise for your employees, they also offer business to business services in that vein. So, and it's great team building exercise. I would recommend either Fiasco or Project Ninja Panda Taco for that. Although Lasers and Feelings is also a great option. Guild of Orpheus too. It depends. It depends on the play group. I would say the great general one would be Project Ninja Panda Taco. Just for a great general play group who has no specific genre in mind or preference in genre. So yeah, if you're interested in that, again, check them out over at tourguidegames.com. And again, everyone, please stay safe, wear a mask, wash your hands, don't touch your face while you're out and about, social distance whenever possible. The mask goes over your nose and mouth at the same time. Check in your area to see if you are eligible to get vaccinated, and just do it, because at this point, it is the considerate and responsible thing to do, and it's free. And you don't want to get sick. It sucks. It's much worse than the alternative. If you get sick while you're vaccinated, you're usually fine. If you get sick while you're not vaccinated, you're probably gonna have a bad time. So yeah, and we don't want the Delta to get a foothold. any more than it already has. So yeah, stay excellent to each other, be excellent to each other, and we will be back on Thursday with some Ni no Kuni. Until then, peace out, everybody. Hey, what's up? If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and also hit the bell if you want to know when I post some new stuff. You can see some of my other stuff right over there on the screen.